Alright, hello friends, this is Pierre Pullins. I'm doing another one of my videos to let you guys know what's been going on, how I've been persecuted in the city of Indianapolis, Indiana, in the United States of America. I'm posting this video. It's about a year later or whatever. It's been several months since I posted my last one. As you guys may know, that I haven't seen my son in 7.5 years. The boy is going on 9 years old. This was me with him, probably one of the last times that I spent any meaningful time with him. But I haven't seen my son since 2003. And as you can see, this is all I have left of my son and me being with him. As many of you know from watching my prior videos, I'm up to $45,000 in child support paid. I pay $206 bi-weekly. There are 0 arrears, and I haven't seen my son in 7.5 years because, and I lost the picture, the judges here in Marion County and the Chief Justice Randall Shepard have deliberately kept me from my son. They won't enforce my visitation rights because I filed a complaint against them in 2005. My court file was destroyed by a judge named Cale Bradford and Doris Ann Sadler at the time here in Marion County. That court file has been missing, and it has been missing for going on since 2006. This is not some figment of my imagination. You can go to myspace.com/Pierre Pullins, and you can go to Facebook, and you can click on my pics, and you can see the letters from the Chief of Staff telling me she can't find a court file that was supposed to be sent over to the Indiana Supreme Court. And this gets into the President and 2012, because the judge was put on the court, the appellate court, by Governor Mitch Daniels, and upon the recommendation of Chief Justice Randall Shepard and the Judicial Qualifications Commission. I can't get my case investigated because Mitch Daniels is going to run for president in 2012. And nobody, not the news media, especially the Indianapolis Star and Dennis Ryerson, they will not run that story of how this judge destroyed my court file and how these people have kept me from my child for the last going on 7 years. It is the nastiest story being suppressed in this country. And many of you know I ran for Congress, and each time I got the same vote total. Those election results were falsified. And even if you don't believe that, friends, even if you don't believe that, you got to ask yourself the question. When you go to my MySpace page and you go to my Facebook page and you look at that complaint that I filed in 2008 concerning election fraud, you got to ask yourself, they never investigated that. And the question is, why? Okay? This gets into a lot of things. If you understand that that judge destroyed my court file and Governor Mitch Daniels put him on the appellate court, then you can understand, and you understand that Mitch Daniels is a potential Republican nominee for 2012, then you can understand why I'm being persecuted and why I'm sitting here doing a YouTube video, because I can't get my story out. This is the most, and then you've got to ask yourself the question, why is the President of the United States and the Justice and the Eric Holder Justice Department, why are they not looking into this? Why are they not looking into the allegations of election fraud? that I've made. Why are they not looking into the allegations of a judge destroying a court file in broad daylight, making false entries into the case activity report? We have a prominent attorney here in town who I believe engaged in mail fraud. Okay, one of the reasons, another reason they won't look into this is because the attorney is married to a judge, a federal appeals court judge. This is what I believe. This is what I believe. The United States Postal Inspection Service will not investigate my claim of mail tampering. And some of you can see this in previous videos that I've done. So as Democrats, we have to ask ourselves the question, why is the President and the Justice Department protecting not only Governor Mitch Daniels, but these low-down, vote-stealing Democrats, these sons of bitches, here in Marion County in Indianapolis, Indiana, have engaged in not one, not two, but 3 fraudulent elections with respect to the 7th Congressional District and Andre Carson. And I believe there were some judicial candidates were hit. I also believe that a judge who presided over my court case against the Indianapolis recorder, I believe that decision was bought and paid for. It is what I believe. Do I have any proof to the same? I don't have direct evidence. But I think the way the case was handled, absolutely. I have filed complaints with the Indiana Judicial Qualifications Commission against Chief Justice Randall Shepard, Judge David Shahid, Judge Gerald Zori, Judge Dan Marshall, and Judge Cale Bradford. Until this very day, I filed those back in February of 2010. They still have not responded to those complaints. You cannot call this a democracy with this type of activity going on. And I just want to put this video out there because, you know, tomorrow's never promised. And as I said, I've been persecuted. Because I filed a complaint against Carl Brizzi and those judges, the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department never investigated my shooting at Starbucks. I went on the radio and accused the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department of stealing a gun out of my car. I said that in broad daylight on the radio. Never heard from an internal affairs investigator. Made other allegations in front of the city, at the time, the police brass. None of this stuff was ever investigated. I never spoke to an internal affairs investigator or what have you. The local FBI is aware of my complaint. The U.S. Attorney is aware of my complaint. And I'm still getting persecuted. And I want to finish this video up, friends, to show you how I get done and how they treat me in these courts. Last year when I got laid off from my job, I filed a petition for immediate termination of arrears and reduction of child support obligation, and I filed it on September 23rd, 2009. Okay? In short, what happened was, this was never heard. They took $1,900 in tax money from me, which means my son's mother, that low-down heifer, she has not only collected $45,000 in child support, but she collected nearly $8,000 in child support from me last year. And as you know, I've never seen my son. I haven't seen my son. She hasn't called or anything in 7 years. And the courts won't order her to do anything. Now, a year later, I needed that $1,900 in tax money. Now, a year later, I'm in foreclosure. And now, And they also, and that low-down son of a bitch, Carl Brizzi, and his staff, they also sent a full-time child support order to my part-time job, the job that I had left over after I got laid off. They sent a full-time child support order to my part-time job and didn't even tell me. And, you know, fortunately, my part-time job gave me full-time hours on average, and I was able to hang on, but I'm still in foreclosure. Now, after a year later, now the judge who I filed a complaint against, now they want to set a hearing on this motion that I filed nearly a year ago. Now they want to set it for 13 August of 2010. That's outrageous. That is outrageous. This is the type of stuff that I have to deal with. And I need to end this video. Thank you.